Welcome to Fresh Talk News Channel. Today, we're diving into a historic weekend that could reshape global politics. From a fiery confrontation in the White House to a show of European unity in London, the stakes have never been higher in the Russia-Ukraine war. Here's what you need to know. 1. Trump-Zelensky fallout. A tense showdown. The weekend began with an unprecedented clash between US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office. Trump reportedly berated Zelensky, accusing Ukraine of being ungrateful for American military support and even labeling Zelensky a dictator. The meeting, aimed at securing a deal for US access to Ukraine's mineral resources in exchange for security guarantees, ended in chaos, with Ukrainian officials being asked to leave the White House. This confrontation comes after weeks of shifting US policy under the Trump administration's America First agenda. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth recently declared that Ukraine joining NATO was unrealistic, a move that handed Russia a major concession and signaled a downgrade in US support for European and Ukrainian security. 2. Europe steps up. Unity on display. While the US-Ukraine relationship soured, European leaders rallied behind Zelensky. On Saturday, Zelensky received a warm welcome in London, meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and King Charles. But the real show of solidarity came at a crucial European summit, where leaders vowed to ramp up military support for Ukraine and push for a ceasefire. Starmer declared, "We are at a crossroads in history. This is not a moment for more talk, it's time to act." NATO chief Mark Rutte announced increased defense spending among member nations, while European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen emphasized the need for Europe to rearm and promised a detailed plan this week. 3. A new peace proposal. During the summit, France and Britain proposed a bold peace plan, a month-long ceasefire, and a coalition of the willing to enforce the agreement. Starmer pledged British military support, including boots on the ground and planes in the air. However, any deal would require Russia's involvement, and Moscow has already rejected the idea of European troops as peacekeepers. The big question is whether the US will back this plan. The White House has been pursuing direct peace talks with Russia, sidelining Ukraine and Europe. Zelensky has yet to comment on the proposal, but he reiterated Ukraine's readiness to sign a minerals deal with the US, calling America a strategic partner. 4. US support remains critical. Despite the tensions, US support is still seen as vital for any peace efforts. Starmer stressed that any plan would need strong US backing. Zelensky, in his nightly address, expressed gratitude for both US and European military aid, saying, "There has not been a day when we have not felt this gratitude." However, Trump's national security advisor, Mike Waltz, hinted at a shift in US policy, suggesting that Ukraine might need to make territorial concessions in exchange for security guarantees. This has raised concerns that the US is aligning more closely with Russia than its allies. 5. A win for Putin. Russian President Vladimir Putin has remained silent on the Oval Office clash, but Russian state media has celebrated the fallout. Moscow is now pushing for renewed US-Russia talks, with rumors of a fast-track Trump-Putin summit. The first round of talks, held in Saudi Arabia last month, excluded Ukraine entirely, and preparations for a second round are already underway. Critics, including Democratic Senator Chris Murphy, have accused the White House of becoming an arm of the Kremlin. The weekend's events have left Ukraine in a precarious position, with its future increasingly dependent on European support and the unpredictable dynamics of US politics. What's next? The world is watching as the US, Europe, and Russia navigate this high-stakes crisis. Will Europe's unity be enough to counterbalance waning US support? Can a viable peace plan emerge, or will the conflict escalate further? One thing is clear, the outcome will have profound implications for global security. Thanks for tuning into Fresh Talk News Channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this developing story. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you in the next report.